I guess J Lo and Ben Affleck. Of course they're back together. They're back on their Geely tip, and it's looking like her movies have actually been performing better than Ben Affleck's. Outside of Air, Ben Affleck does have a movie out called Hypnotic, which released in theaters. Uh, last weekend, and then got only pulled in about $2 million, about 1,000 screens, and that's like a bomb of all time. And I'll be honest, and it has big names attached to it, and that's Hollywood's problem. I think Hollywood thinks attaching big names to a project is a cure all for everything. Because the moment I saw the trailer for this movie, where it's like the guy hypnotizes people as he's robbing banks, and and I was like, yeah, this movie's not going to do good because the plot is so convoluted. It makes no sense.
It's wild because I was on YouTube and I literally saw an interview with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and it's like they're still like interviews of them from Air are still dropping, and I had not heard one word about this new movie. Like, how am I still seeing press from the movie that you just put out and no press for the movie that is currently out in theaters? Like, what happened? Like, did he even promote this? Like, did he do any interviews for it? Like, I have not seen anything about this movie at all. Jennifer Lopez has made like the most, I don't even know who like the target audience is of the movie that she makes.
Nobody knows. Nobody
I have no
knows.
idea. But she keeps making these movies, and apparently it's like number one on Netflix right now. Like these her movies are like doing so well, and I'm like, who is watching this? Like, when Netflix asks you like, are you still watching? My question is like, who is
Who's
watching
pressing
Mother?
okay? Yeah.
Okay, on these Jennifer Lopez movies, like who went to go to theater to see Marry Me with Owen Wilson? Like who did it?
If somebody put a gun to my head and say I have to name two J Lo films, and it can't be like Geely because Geely is okay is known. I have to name like four or five. After Made in Manhattan and what's the name of the movie
Yes.
Closer, where she like her husband is like abusive and she leaves and she learns how to box and kicks his
Oh,
ass.
enough.
Enough, yeah.
Enough wasn't a
Like
movie.
beyond those two movies, I'm not gonna survive because I only know enough because that is like the OG. That's one of those movies where your teacher's sick and they bring the car in the classroom and you watch enough. You know,
You were watching enough in school.
yes,
What
that's
school you went to? You were watching
look,
all these crazy
public school
movies. Like
baby, let's go. Who's watching these movies? I don't know.
that's one of the things to bring it back to the writer strike is that like they're requiring these streamers to release their data.
Yeah.
Like so we need because and I would love for that to happen because I'm like y'all are saying that these shows and movies are number one and I'm like okay so like where what are the numbers though like who's actually watching it? I really want to know.
How is the industry tracking these, viewership ratings, whether it's on TV or streaming platforms? I've always been curious, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Like, are you giving like 100 boxes out only and say, yeah, well, they had 5.8 million viewers during this time slot. How are you tracking this?
And Ben Affleck is like if you listen to him speak, he is like one of the most pretentious people in this industry. So if he's hurt about this, I wouldn't be surprised by that
No.
because like I think he holds himself and the work he does to a very high regard. And I mean there he has merits like he's won I think what two Oscars or something. But
Yeah.
like, there are mountain peaks and there are valleys. I guess he's just in his valley season right now.
Did you like that clip? Well, you can listen to the entire podcast because the 16 millimeter Film Crew podcast is available on all major podcast platforms.